Hi, we are the GroupC2 Team4 and we were in charge of the DESCO consulting project. So quickly we are going to introduce ourselves in order to explain to you what we've done during this project and what we were in charge of. So my name is Charlotte Moreau and I was in charge of the customer service experience, which was basically to create a new ERP system to find a way to implement it the best within the company in order to have for our customers the best access and the best relationship with our software.
So hi, my name is Alice Guidel. I'm in charge of credit, which means mainly I'm in charge of credit assessment and also debt collection.
Hello, my name is Ping Wang. I'm in charge of the production process, so mainly I analyzed all the orders that we have between the headquarters and the plants, and I tried to improve the transparency between the planners and the plant supervisors.
Hello, my name is Li Mingyi, and I'm mainly in charge of the distribution and shipping, and I make some improvement in the process in order to lower the risk for the wrong delivery.
Hi, my name is Lu Wang. So I'm one part in charge of the invoice processing, and the other part is to examine the credit applications.
So following is going to be our presentations, which we won't be doing by video, but via audio recording, and we hope this is helpful for you in your future endeavors. Before we go deeper into the subject, I will remind you the different segments that we've covered and that we are going to talk about more thoroughly in a few minutes. So regarding the level 1 or the process, we started with the customer service, then the credit line, then the production, the distribution and shaping, and then the invoicing. We will now, each of us, go more thoroughly into each subject that we've worked on. And later on, we will give you what are your different business value which was added thanks to working with us on this DESCO project. We will talk also about the different ways your company became more efficient and gain value, not only just business value, but business unit value. And lastly, we'll also talk about the different risks that you might face when implementing those different changes, which are totally normal when you make this kind of changes, but we have to talk about them as it is important. So let's start with the customer service and the changes we've made. Regarding the customer service line, if you look at the before and then the after, the main difference is the implementation of the ERP system within each department regarding the customers. When you look at before, the sales department was linked to nothing, and the different segmentation, whether it is regarding order places, confirmation number regarding to the offers, and the web offering, they are all now linked to the order of the client process and the web ordering system. And they are all linked to the ERP and the ERP database, which allows us a few things now. It's easier to manually create the product reservations, to send the order to credit debts, to write down confirmation number, and to check out the store filling. So all these different aspects are now really made easier to see and to be made, as well as the full follow-up of the clients, the client database, the client order recreation. This is allowed thanks to the ERP that will make it much clearer for every person in the management and every person in the sales department to see what's going on with the client, how it is evolving, how we can maybe offer them more wood products. This system will really allow to implement a better processing of the demand, and to become more efficient in this matter.
Now let's talk about production. As far as now, DESCO has 2 production lines. One is make to stock, which accounts for 70%, and make to order, which accounts for 30%. And there are 2 important roles involved in the process of production. One is planner and the other is plant supervisors. The problems we found in the process of production is that there is a lack of flexibility in scheduling. And the second is that there is inconsistency between the systems that we use. Some planners use ERP and the others use Excel files. So we propose our solutions. We think that DESCO should use internal database to integrate data and also to develop network management tools to connect the planner and the plant supervisors. In this way, they are going to increase their flexibility in scheduling for manufacturing to avoid the problem of late deliveries or late manufacture. because right now we can see that make to stock has priority in the process of production because it's very difficult to fit in a different manufacturing schedule when the current schedules is being made. So that if we implement a new information system which integrates all the information for planners and plant supervisors, the process is going to be easier and more efficiency will be achieved in this case.
Let's look at the process of credit. Now, McMaster has to consult with credit clerk constantly to process and review the brought orders with insufficient credits. We propose that we should let the clerk to enter the reasons for insufficient credits into the ERP system so that McMaster can check the reasons directly through the system. This can save time for the communication between McMaster and clerk, and as well as allows McMaster to concentrate more on the management. Actually, I think that the original process is unclear and reasonable. For example, in the distribution preparation phase, only important distributors are mentioned in the process of sales pickup. What about other more and less important distributors? Besides, the carriers are booked before the confirmation with the customers, which leads to extra workload and chaos. After improvement, other distributors are included in the process, and the distributor planner should confirm meeting points with the customers before he books carriers and warehouse. As for the shipping process, the main change is the involvement of ERP to check the inventory in the warehouse to maximize the inventory efficiency. For example, if products are missing and customer is not agree with the delivery without missing products, the shipping clerk can check in the ERP system where there are extra same products in the warehouse so that he can use this inventory to make up for the missing products. Besides, the inventory data can also be used for production forecast, which can solve the problems that there are too many inventories in the warehouse. In addition, the information saved in the ERP while the items are cleared, for example, the clear date, the responsible person, the trial number, and so on, helps to lower the risk of wrong delivery and trace back the item if it is falsely delivered.
There are two kinds of activities of invoicing, but here we are only going to put emphasis on the second type of activities, which is dissemination of credit applications. After a check concerns credit application was received, the different staff, including clerks and supervisors, were involved in order to identify what are the reasons of this credit application. So here comes the pain point one that links to the invoicing is the complexity in managing different humans or managing different staffs in the team. So after the credit application type were defined and the reasons were defined, the people concerned began to examine the application. And after they approved this kind of applications, they will manually assign numbers for those applications in the system. And therefore comes another pain point, which is the missing of KPIs, like what are the pass rate of credit applications. So in order to solve these pain points mentioned above, which is the complexity in human management and the KPIs, our redesigned business model is to integrate a web-based credit application system that was also got linked to the ERP system in the business process. So when customers make a credit application through that information system, they will be required to specify the reasons by themselves. And instead of manually assign numbers by people and then enter into the ERP system, the ERP system will automatically assign numbers for each application, no matter that application will be approved or not. So, well, at least it will provide some information about what are the total amounts of credit application that Desco received and what is the approval rate, etc.
In order to work on the order process efficiently, we have to take into consideration important KPIs, key performance indicators. We have decided to work on 6 most important KPIs. The first one is the internal order communication percentage. It represents the percentage of orders conveyed internally for each of the following mediums versus the total number of orders. like the order management system, the internet, the phone, the mails. The second KPI is the order communication cycle time. It represents the average amount of time in hours required to convey an order internally, from the submission of the order by the client to registration into the firm's order management system. The third KPI is the order information error rate. It represents the percentage of orders registered into the order management system that has mistakes versus the total number of orders registered. The fourth KPI is the order processing automation. It's a yes-no metric showing whether there are automated features of the order processing procedure employing a type of order management system. The fifth order placement percentage, which represents the percentage of orders submitted by each of the firm's order placement instruments versus the total number of client orders. And the last one is average order value. It represents the total worth of client orders submitted through the firm's e-commerce website divided by the number of orders submitted during the similar time period.
Now, let's look at the risks that are associated with our new changes in the processes of all the different segmentation we've talked about. Essentially, it's important to realize that the ERP implementation is the biggest matter regarding the different risks that can appear now with all those changes. We've highlighted 5 different changes that can be related to each of the different parts that we've worked on. When we start with the customer service, obviously the implementation of the new ERP will potentially be difficult to implement because of different aspects, such as the redesigning of the current process to fit the new ERP. It can be very time-consuming and challenging for the employees to understand how to work with this new process and to understand how it can help them create value and work at a better level. So therefore, it's very crucial and important that the management realizes that there is a huge training that is necessary in order for their employees to efficiently work with the products. Regarding the credit, the technological planning here may be a risk. It's also a question of efficiency. If the employees are not trained enough, they might not understand what's expecting of them. Type of risk that can be associated with our new proposal is regarding the production. Again, here we emphasize the need for training, as the implementation of the new production process is very needy in terms of training from the employees. Regarding the distribution and shipping, this is also linked to the ERP implementation. The delivery and the shipping can be a bit troubled by this new process. As you know, the employees have to understand how the ERP works, and there might be issues linked to the delivery of the orders, as we are talking about a very big warehouse. And the fifth type of risk that we want to emphasize is regarding invoicing. Again, the employees need a big training regarding the new ERP in order to invoice correctly the clients. And we want to emphasize here also the need for the training and the understanding of the new invoicing process, which is now much more efficient and that is supposed to be allowing the employees to do a much better job and in a less amount of time.
3 main business values were brought by the re-engineering: measurable KPIs, improved effectiveness, and increased efficiency. As we've also mentioned in the previous slides, the optimization of the usage of ERP system and the redesigned business process could provide DESCO with KPIs that could be kind of helpful to improve their business or helpful for them to make business decisions. And as for the effectiveness, the system will decrease or at least reduce some of the errors made by human. And the last point, the improved efficiency. The re-engineered process could simplify customer touchpoints and also optimize the usage of management resources. The human assets like the experience of managers and supervisors can be allocated to the other missions that might be more valuable for them and for the group, of course.
We've hoped that this presentation has allowed you to understand how we've tried to make your business more efficient and more effective through different KPIs regarding the different process that we've touched and talked about, the customer service, the credits, the production, the distribution, shipping, and the invoicing. We thank you very much for your trust and for listening to you, and we hope we can work with you and together in the future. Thank you very much.